Welcome back. Coming up this week, we finally crossed the Queensland border.
Yay!
Hopefully we can't get kicked out for bad behaviour.
Get soaked by a wind-shifting waterfall.
My camera is absolutely soaked.
Overcome every obstacle in our path.
I'll catch you if you fall. That's what I meant.
You protect the camera.
Gave yourself a bit of a wedgie there.
Get so fresh and kinda clean.
Pretty stupidly cold, to be honest.
And get lost after dark. Again.
How you going, Tug?
Yeah, I'm getting pretty used to walking in the dark.
Just finally seen a sign, which gives us some hope we're actually going to get out of here and not be wandering around the wilderness all night.
Hi, I'm Duncan and this is Sophie. And this year we've challenged ourselves to explore this great country of ours.
First stop, New South Wales, then on to the tropical north, following the sun all the way around Australia.
Trying our hand at a heap of things we've never done before, and all the while making videos of our adventures.
Subscribe, and we'll see you on the road.
We're officially on the road,
Heading
heading to Queensland, hopefully getting through the border. Fingers crossed, I don't know, like I'm sick of saying we're going to do things and then it not panning out. It seems to be a trade at the moment, so not getting too over the top about us actually crossing the border, but that's the plan. We've just hit the traffic. Not really sure what to expect now, everyone's just moving super slowly up towards the border. I've got in my head the border will be something like out of the US, where like, you know, like between the US and Mexico, like where it's like proper like stop and papers and all sorts of stuff. I'm sure you just bloody cruise through, don't you?
Yeah, it's pretty cool now actually seeing on the sat nav, you can see Queensland and then ... New South Wales border.
We had to print off these forms to cross the border. Do you reckon you just hold them up, they check them and then you're through? Like, I don't know.
I reckon there'll be a couple of questions, you know, have you seen anyone from Victoria, have you been to Victoria, have you been overseas in the last 14 days? There's like the typical 4 questions that they ask you.
That is a good point. It seems to be now that the forms have all changed, and like even when you go to a restaurant now, it's like, have you seen or associated with anyone from Victoria in the last like, was it 24 hours or something? It's like, it's such a weird question to ask. It's like, I don't know. The good thing is we've got nothing but time. We've left so much time to get across because we've just assumed the absolute worst. Pretty much ready to be sitting in traffic for 3 hours, although we didn't pack snacks and I'm bloody hungry.
Yeah.
Just like that. That's bloody easy, wasn't it?
There was just a couple of policemen, so low key.
Just waving you through. And then didn't even look at, like, they sort of like saw that there was the paper with the big G on it, and then that was it, straight through.
Could have made it a home jobby.
I wonder who, like, we saw that they'd chosen to pull some people over, so I wonder what, maybe they didn't have the forms. Maybe if you don't have the forms, you get pulled over and checked and whatever. How interesting. Okay, well that was easy. Queensland.
Yay!
We're here. Hopefully we can't get kicked out for bad behaviour.
Yeah, no fines in this state. That's New South Wales, that's behind us.
No more waterfalls we're not meant to be at.
No.
With the successful border crossing out of the way, we are feeling super relieved. Our big Aussie adventure didn't end at the New South Wales border. This week, we're heading north to the Gold Coast hinterland town of Witheren, which will serve as our base as we explore the region. Takes us meandering through the tree-lined mountain roads and picturesque valleys before opening up to a sea of green and gold fields and revealing the small town of Witheren, which is home to around 460 people. Staying at Sharp Park Riverbend, which is technically a bush camp, but with the added bonus of having both powered sites and flushing toilets, talk about luxury, the camp has a chilled country vibe. Surrounded by the Coomera River, and with farmland on every side, you are bound to come across some of the locals, with ducks, chickens and sheep to name a few. Unfortunately, after we arrived at camp, the heavens opened, and we retreated into the van, waiting out the storm, which would rage late into the night and early into the morning. Now, I'm not quite sure when we managed to drift off to sleep, but as if like magic, we woke to a stunning morning with only a hazy memory of the storm that preceded it.
Good morning from the Gold Coast. We are actually in the hinterlands. We've come a little bit inland and come into the mountains here, staying at a place called Sharp Park Country Bend Bush Camp. Bit of a mouthful, I know, but great vibe, great place, really friendly staff, so loving it here. The reason we've come inland is we've got a couple of really cool waterfalls that have been recommended by people that we want to see. So there's a 17k hike we're doing today, which we're pretty excited about, which apparently takes you through all these amazing landscapes, waterfalls, and just lush green. And there's been a lot of rain recently, so once again, hopefully we get some epic shots of water going over the top. Hot tip for you, if anyone who cares or anyone has a caravan, no matter what you think or how far away it is, just don't park under trees. We're learning that the hard way. We're parked under a tree here, good distance between and so on, but just any rain, wind, even little birds, just sort of banging on top of our caravan all night. And yeah, you probably see from my face, a little bit tired because haven't got the best night's sleep because constantly being woken up by gusts and water dropping on the top of the caravan, which is surprisingly loud in a caravan. You wouldn't think. Usually rain on like a roof's quite nice and soothing. On a caravan, especially under a tree, it's just like...
Got a big day ahead of us today, so I'm making up some smashed avocado, these incredible fresh tomatoes, just on some sourdough. We went to this little old lady on the side of the road the other day who was selling all of this, and we ate quite a few of these with her, and they're incredible. They're super sweet. So I'm going to throw all this together, get the fuel inside us, and then head on the road.
Stuff is ready.
Ooh, look at that. Oh, these are those tomatoes from the lady on the side of the road. So good. We're running late though, so let's eat this and get in the car. Yeah?
Yeah.
Sure.
This is lit.
We're heading to Springbrook National Park now, which is about an hour's drive away. Interestingly, if you looked at the 2 points on a map, they're actually really close. But Springbrook National Park is in the valley over from where we are, so there's no road through the mountain, so we've got to do a big loop north, all the way back round, through some really cool valleys, and round to the other side.
We had heard that this walk was one of the hidden gems of the area and well worth the 700 metre elevation hike down, and you guessed it, back up the Warrie Circuit loop track. The track starts at the top of Canyon Lookout and boasts views stretching all the way back to the city of Surfers Paradise in the distance. If the view at the top was anything to go by, this was going to be something special.
I'm really looking forward to this walk. Feels like it's been a long time since we've been out and done any good hikes, isn't it?
How do you feel about 17k? Are we sure that it's 17k?
No, I've been reading it's either 14, 17 or even 19, and I think we might be doing the 19 one today because we're going to go to Twin Falls as well, which is even longer.
Sophie's found another swing.
Yeah, this is why this walk is not going to take 5 hours, it's going to take about 8. No.
How awesome are all these ferns? It's like a mat of green. Really, really cool. Just looked at the map and there's 2 ways you can go. One is a 2-hour trip to Twin Waterfalls and the other one is a 6-hour walk. And I don't know if the 2-hour stacks onto the 6-hour. So I think we're gonna try for the 6, although we're hoping we can do it in less time because 6 hours would take us all the way to the end of the day and into the darkness, and we don't want to be out here at night. So we're gonna try the 6, try and get around it really, really quick. That's the plan anyway. Literally 100 meters down, start of the walk, and you instantly got a waterfall behind you, a rock gap to crawl through. How cool. I wonder if this has always got water going over the top of it, or if it's just because there's been so much rain. Wow, that's cool. Been spending far too much time filming and not enough time on the track. So a 6-hour walk at this pace at the moment, it'll probably take us 3 days.
So starting the Warrie Circuit track, you go through a little sign that says experienced bushwalkers only. What do you reckon? Do you think we fit the bill?
Doubt it.
It also says don't start the track after 11 a.m. and in a typical Duncan So fashion, I think it's 12 o'clock or 12:07. So we're gonna have to motor along and Duncan will have to stop taking photos of ferns. So no more ferns, but hopefully more waterfalls.
I'd class that as a win for us, that's not too bad. It says don't start after 11, it's 12, we're only an hour late. Not really breaking the rules this time, so we're good, so we're good. how the water just hits your face. We've just turned the corner to the most lush waterfall, and I don't know if it's usually this wet or if it's just because there's been so much rain, but it is pouring. That is so cool. Do you reckon there's that much water going across it usually?
I don't know. We've had a ton of rain, but
Look at that there. You gotta go under that. Whoa.
we're gonna get soaked.
That's getting closer towards me. I'm gonna move out of the way. When the wind blows, it blows the waterfall
So
right at you. So that looks like it's gonna get soaking wet. So I'm gonna try and run under with the camera, but it might be one for the GoPro.
yeah.
Righto. Good luck, camera. If you survive, we love you. Quick, go. My camera's gonna get soaked here. My camera is absolutely soaked. We were standing
A good way away.
and the water came all the way over and just soaked us. Okay, I think I'm gonna put my camera away when we go under.
Yeah. GoPro ready.
Okay, so we've just we've stowed the cameras and swapped to the GoPro, because I don't know if we captured that, but we just had to sprint back because suddenly the waterfall just disappeared and we're like, what's that? And then suddenly it was right on top of us. So when the wind blows heavily, the whole waterfall shifts and just starts coming up the path. So camera equipment's stowed.
Yeah.
GoPro's waterproof. Hopefully our bags keep everything else dry.
Yeah.
And we're gonna make a mad dash underneath the waterfall. To be honest, I was more worried about the camera. Now we've got that stowed, I'm a little less worried, because when that came down, it was literally like submerging my Sony underwater. So you can see. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You wanna go first?
Yeah.
Go.
Ready?
Go. This is the coolest tropical waterfall. This blows every other waterfall I've seen kind of out of the park, really. I just love all this greenery. It's like being in a jungle, man. This is epic.
Be free with me. Be free with me.
I hate to say it, but I think this has the waterfalls in New South Wales beat at the moment. Cheeky little double rainbow. How cool are these ferns? Sophie's already told me, not once, but twice, to stopping and taking photos or videos of ferns. Man, I can't. For some reason, every time I see a fern or a glade of ferns, the sun hitting them, must be their shape, must be like the architectural shape of a fern. I just can't resist. It does mean that I end up with 3,000 photos and videos of ferns, so look forward to that in this, because there's going to be a hell of a lot of ferns. But hopefully you guys like ferns as much as I like ferns, which is a lot, so that's saying something.
Yeah, not possible.
If anyone feels the same way about ferns as I do, I'm going to start a little support group called Friends of Ferns, and we'll do a weekly talk on, or daily talk, depending how keen we are, on ferns and the beauty of ferns in nature. Link in description.
Some long hikes are quite off-putting because you have to walk for hours before you see anything of interest. Literally, come straight out the gate, got that incredible waterfall, and then look at this view.
walking now for about 2 hours, and this place is amazing. It's not quite as social media'd as like Springbrook and the Natural Bridge, which is great because there's not as many tourists as well. So, well, tourists like us, there's not as many people on the path, which is really, really nice. We like getting to the places where there's not quite so many people because then you're sort of dodging people, you're not really experiencing the landscape. We've hit about, I don't know, countless waterfalls, I think, because we've had so much rain. There's even waterfalls where there's not meant to be usually be waterfalls, just usually little trickles, and now they're little mini falls. So yeah, loving it. The only issue is because we are stopping a lot, stopping more than anyone should to take photos, videos, send the drone up, take photos of ferns, then we've done 2Ks in about 2 hours, which at this rate, we are not finishing this trek ever.
Caught on camera getting the GoPro out when we've just said no more filming.
Said no filming 2 seconds ago, but then I saw these monsters and was like, oh, this path looks cool. So once again, I am filming. And I don't think these are technically ferns, so I think I'm safe. No more ferns at the moment.
Let's go. I'll lead the way, you catch up.
Has anybody seen a worm this big ever? That is an absolute monster. That's my hand. And that's that worm. It's like a bloody snake. That is so cool. So we've been walking along now, haven't seen any signs, but one of the other walkers told us there's a couple of trees down along the way, and I think we've just found the first one because the path is directly that way and doesn't look like a path at all. What do you reckon, Seth? You want to go first?
Yeah, I do.
At least you can see the path on the other side. Okay, roadblock number 1, Soph's gonna go first, climb a tree. I'll film you. Watch you fall over. I'll catch you if you fall. I'll catch you if you fall.
Better.
That's what I meant.
You protect the camera. It's a big drop the other side. Alright, I'm through. Piece of cake. So we have just gotten to what looks like the second tree that's come down that people had mentioned before.
This actually looks like a bigger tree than the first one.
Oh, you made that look so easy.
Come in. Gave yourself a bit of a wedgie there.
Oh, my foot's stuck. Okay.
Thank God you're not a guy, that would have really hurt.
Yeah, I tried to get over them both at the same time.
So I'm thinking that is my path through just here. Go under this bit up here.
Now I'm going to try and be as graceful as you. I'm going to blame the backpack.
You're stuck.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah, definitely the backpack.
For him in the backpack?
Yeah.
Not
Is it bigger than yours? I reckon.
I don't know.
How the hell?
You made that look very hard. I wish I'd filmed more of that.
I couldn't get my legs wide enough.
It's a good problem to have because we were doing a lot of sexual innuendos in a lot of our videos. I've had to stop myself saying another one then with the, I thought that one was too easy. Couldn't get my legs wide enough. I feel like you're setting me up there. Just pulled up at Meeting of the Waters for our little lunch break. It's way later than we were expecting to have lunch. I think it's like 3:30 now. Definitely needed this. We could tell because we're starting to get a little snappy at each other. I get a little grumpy when I don't eat. Meeting of the Waters is an amazing spot where two waterways contribute into one. And then you see the river that is the two flowing behind us. So it's also the spot where we can go for a bit of a swim. Because we've chickened out so many times going for a swim, I'm gonna do it this time. Soap's not coming in. I'm literally gonna go in, get up to about here, get out again. That's gotta count. It's bloody cold. I've got my underwear on as well. Oh, I might just take my underwear off because that'll be bloody horrible to walk back in, wet underwear.
I better turn the camera off then.
It's like 4:30 and the sun's gonna set soon and we need to get out of here. So just because I said I would, I'm gonna jump in quickly, only up to my head, get out, and then let's hit the road because we're in danger of being here after dark.
I'm so warm outside of here. He must be freezing.
Testicles well and truly submerged. Okay, just to here, right?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
That was pretty stupidly cold, to be honest. Okay, clothes back on. Let's get the hell out of here.
Right, so we said no more photos, but we can't help it. We just came to this waterfall. Look at it. So Dunk's gone down and he's gonna get a long exposure. The hard thing about this walk is everywhere you go, you just get to another waterfall that looks even better than the last one. It's 4:45 and we've got 7 kilometers to do. So I reckon we're gonna be here in the dark.
So slippery down there. I almost fell into the water. Anyway, that's me being here. The rocks are like ice. So then the mud is also slippery. Anyway.
Did you get the shot?
It's a cool shot, yeah. Roll on shot. As usual, our timing is definitely off and it's starting to get a lot darker down here. Got the ISO cranked way up as well. But yeah, typical. We've got to get better at timekeeping. The hard thing is there's just too many cool things to see. How you going, Soph?
Yeah, I'm getting pretty used to walking in the dark. It's becoming a habit of ours, unfortunately.
At least we know that it's only 1.5 k's left. We've just finally seen a sign, which gives us some hope we're actually going to get out of here and not be wandering around the wilderness all night. This is that rock we went through right at the start.
About 8 hours ago.
So what we reckon we've done is we've done both circuits by accident because we didn't see a sign.
Yeah.
So we did the twin waterfalls as well. We've made it back to the car. We're on the road. We've got an hour trip back to the campsite and it's about 7 o'clock now, so we are running very, very late. But there's a feeling I wanted to sort of talk about, which is that indescribable feeling when you get back to your car after being out in the elements and you're cold and it's sort of dark and windy and noisy, and you sort of sit in the car and turn the engine on and you sort of know that you're like safe and warm and gonna get home, especially when the engine turns on. And that was just the best feeling. I mean, I was thinking about it on the way up, and then when we sat in the car, I was just like, oh my God, you just feel like all your problems are over, because not gonna lie, walking around in the dark and the cold and not quite knowing if we were going to get back was starting to get a little bit sketchy and starting to make me a little bit paranoid, if I'm being honest. But hey, all's well that ends well.
Join us in part 2 as we explore the best of the Gold Coast, this time by water. We go off the beaten track, yes, again, and stumble across a secret rainforest oasis. We also buy ourselves a set of kayaks, thinking we would catch some fish for dinner.
We've paddled up the river, found some structure because apparently that's where you catch fish. Soph just burleyed up the water. So we're trying all the tips and tricks. Let's see if it actually catches a fish, because I'll be amazed. It'll be the first fish I've caught in a long time. Well, by rod and reel, not by spear. I can tell you haven't watched that video yet.
You reckon we caught one? Subscribe and tune in next time to find out. Have a great week.